What's up, guys? Here's another video on my Ironhead Sportster. This time I'm looking for the reason why my clutch is slipping, especially when from full stop to first, and then when I get on full throttle, it just doesn't hold the power. So the first thing to look for, of course, are your clutch plates, and these are really good shape, so that's not a problem. If they are worn, then most of the time the lining is gone really thin, or your steel plates could be warped. So there's a couple of things that can happen or can be the reason why your clutch is slipping. So the second thing I look for is my clutch springs, and these will help in converting the power, or at least holding the power and transferring it to the rear wheel. So these are pretty important in that aspect. I've heard stories about these binding up on each other and therefore they're not working correctly, but I don't think that's the problem in my case. But I do replace these two with a heavy duty version where the inner spring is deleted and you get a really stiff spring for it that's supposed to be like 20% stronger than stock. So I think I'm just putting that one in and seeing if that will solve the problem. Also important, if you take your primary off, is to look at other components, as in your primary chain. It should be really smooth, not really binding links in it. Yeah, just you can check it by getting the chain off and just roll it onto each other, and it should be all straight in there. But to get it off, you also have to get off your clutch basket, which in my case is not really worth it because my clutch basket is in great condition. I did replace the bearing of it last year because it was really shaking when I put the bike in fourth gear. But other than that, it's also in great condition. Well, I finally got all the parts that I wanted to change in the mail. As I said, a heavy duty clutch spring. This one is way stiffer than these two together. And my new engine sprocket. This one is new. Looks way better than this old beaten up one. This one has got really pointy teeth, and these teeth are looking way better. So I guess it's the thing that they look like this after you ran them, but just for to be safe, I'm gonna replace it. Really curious how the clutch is going to held up after I install everything back. The only problem is putting the whole assembly together with the heavy duty spring. It's gonna be a pain, I guess. But we'll see how it works out. Yeah, got some new oil for it as well, so gonna catch up when everything is in it, and really curious how it's gonna feel and ride after I'm done. So just showing you how I take care of putting in the clutch plate and everything. I just use a 3-jaw puller and get it around this lip here, and then just slowly guide these threads through it. Now, I don't really recommend doing it because it can get a bit sketchy. Yeah, I mean, just use your brain. Don't sit in front of it if you tighten it, because there's a lot of force behind that clutch plate. So I done it 3 times this way, and so far didn't really had big problems or things shooting out. But that's my solution to this. Well guys, I eventually got the Hayden primary chain tensioner. So gonna put all this stuff together. I've never seen a video about how people like them on an Ironhead Sportster. So this will be one of the first, I guess. Pretty looking forward to how it feels, and I guess you can feel the difference. Even comes from Corona, so how's that for well, the chain tensioner is in there. Installation really couldn't be easier. It's really a matter of putting these parts together, shove it on the long stud that's behind the cover, and yeah, it really holds the chain perfectly on tension. So I'm really looking forward to ride it. Let's find out.